Some decisions seem small, insignificant, but sometimes they change everything. It was 1996 in my hometown, an ordinary city with 100,000 people. I was 15 years old, a suburban kid taking the bus home from my high school in the city. That day, for some reason, I made a decision that I will never forget. Instead of waiting at my usual bus stop, I decided to walk to the main bus station. I don't know why. Maybe boredom, maybe fate, but that walk led me straight into a nightmare. The bus station was busy, people rushing, conversations blending into a dull hum. I stood at the gate waiting for my bus, number 15. Another bus, number 17, also left from the same spot. Then a man approached me. "Has bus 17 already left?" I nodded. "Yeah, you just missed it." He looked at me, his gaze lingering too long. He was older, 30, maybe 40, and then, without hesitation, he stretched out his hand. "My name's Mark," he said. I didn't want to be rude, so I shook his hand. "My name is Maya," I told him. But that was a lie. Something about the moment felt wrong. Why was a grown man introducing himself to me, a teenager, at a bus station? I was young, but I wasn't stupid. He asked if I had just finished school. I said yes. Then he asked what school I went to. I lied. Then he asked if I was going home. I lied again. Then he asked where I was going. I blurted out, "A friend's house." That's when my bus pulled up. Relief washed over me. But then, Mark stepped on the bus too. A chill ran down my spine. I had never seen him on this bus before. Then he asked, "Are you sure you're not going home?" I lied again. "I told you, I'm visiting a friend." I thought I was handling it well. I thought he believed me. I was wrong. I should have gotten up. I should have told the bus driver. But I was scared. I didn't want to make a scene. I didn't want to seem crazy. I told myself he was just a lonely, awkward man. I kept telling myself that until we reached my stop. I had a plan. I wouldn't get off at my usual stop. I'd go one stop farther and then walk home, a longer route but a safe one. The bus stopped. I stood up. Then, so did he. I turned to him. "Where are you going?" He smiled. "I'll walk you home." My stomach twisted. "No," I said quickly. "I'm not going home." "That's fine," he said. "I'll walk with you." I took a step back. "You really don't need to." His entire face changed, his voice now cold, sharp, final. "Shut up! Walk!" My breath caught in my throat. We were alone. No people. No cars. Just me and him. I couldn't go home. I couldn't let him see where I lived. I started panicking. My legs locked in place. I had made a terrible mistake. His hand clamped onto my shoulder. He leaned in. "We don't have much time." My whole body screamed, "Run, run!" But I didn't. I couldn't. "I'm not scared," I lied. He narrowed his eyes. "Then you'll be good, right?" I forced myself to nod. "Yes." "Say it," he demanded. I swallowed. "Yes, I will be good." We walked, his hand still gripping my shoulder. My heart was pounding. I wasn't religious, but I remember praying. Then, in the distance, an older man. He was tending to his garden. I ran. I don't remember screaming, but they told me I did. I ran for my life, screaming for help. Mark? Mark ran the other way. The old man called the police. They took my statement, but that was all they could do. Mark was never caught. My parents got me a phone that night. I thought it was over. It wasn't. A few weeks later, I stepped onto my bus, and there he was, grinning. I got off immediately and ran into my school. My mom had to come get me. The school was notified. The police still did nothing. And then he started lurking. Around my school, sometimes for days in a row, then weeks of nothing. Then he'd be back. The police couldn't do anything, not until he actually did something. I spent the rest of the year waiting for my mom after school. We took long, complicated routes home to make sure we weren't being followed. I never saw him in my neighborhood. He never found out my name. Years passed. I was 21 when I saw him again, a grocery store, a different part of town. He walked right past me. He didn't recognize me, but I recognized him. I never learned his full name. I don't know what he's done or what he was planning to do. Maybe he was just lonely. Or maybe it was something much worse. I guess I'll never know. But I do know one thing. That day in 1996, my life could have ended.